From the other side lies show 32. The bear advances.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Please like and leave a comment, and share this video.
Only 3 minutes until the start. Only 2 minutes until the start.
Please like and subscribe to this channel today. And don't forget to share it and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awesomeness is about to start in 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Grab a drink and a snack, sit down and enjoy watching the show. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and share it to others.
Hey everybody, welcome to live show 32 from Minsk, Belarus. I'm Dave and I'll introduce Duke in a minute. Thanks for tuning in. We're on YouTube tonight as well for maybe an hour or so until we got some videos we can't show. So all in all, here's Mr. Duke.
Good evening, everybody.
How's the zoo?
Evening for us. Well, yeah, you know how it is. Making a lot of headway with those nice porcupines and the bunnies and things like that. So
I've just seen if things are working. They are working.
Yeah. Yeah, so
how was your week? Well, not your week, since Wednesday. Almost.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it seems like a week. It's, I don't know, just, doing a lot of work and, I don't know. It's just, you get tired and you get home and it's like you can't get that much done because you're tired. And, yeah, that seems, that's what, I don't know. It just, you guys are, a lot of you out there are working, so you know what I'm getting at.
Yes. Well, we got tonight, we're doing our usual covering world events, but we've also got a special video from our latest field trip. And if you want to tell everybody about it.
Yes, we went to Khatyn, and that is a village. It's actually, there was a lot of villages like this in Belarus, but that's the one that they use, maybe because of its proximity to Minsk, but it has its own story too, and a lot of, this is what happened in World War II, and you had the Nazi forces, I think mostly from Germany and Ukraine coming through, and you had the Belarusian partisans, and they were wreaking havoc with supply lines, and even sometimes injuring or killing officers, and then there's retaliation, and I think that's mostly what that was in Khatyn. It was a retaliation. So, but then they just disappear the entire thing. They kill everybody.
149 civilians and kids.
Yeah.
Put them in a barn and set fire to it.
Yeah.
Anybody that came out, they shot.
It might be the one like I heard, where they put a chain around the barn. And
fun fact: most of the battalion were Ukrainians.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of the time.
Second fun fact: the guy in Canada. He was involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in the same battalion, so that's why they wanted him.
That's probably one of the surprises you didn't want to tell me until actually the show was going.
There you go.
Wow.
So they want him back, but they won't give him back.
Yeah, I was always thinking that Ukraine was actually just getting like the region of Brest or something like that. But here it is all the way north of Minsk. Hey, you're getting closer and closer to Russia. And yeah, a lot of Ukrainians involved, maybe all the way throughout the entire field of engagement, they were using Ukrainians. I don't know. I don't know yet enough about this. I was a history major, but we're not really taught this stuff in the United States, so I got a lot to learn. It's a fascinating history.
Okay. Next announcement is no live show this Wednesday because we're upgrading the studio. New, faster machines, PCs, bit of more decor. So no live show this Wednesday. We'll be back the following Sunday with a guest about Belarusian real estate. So if you want to buy something, or you can talk to this guy.
Yeah, hearing about prices. It's going to be very interesting for people that are thinking about moving over here.
Yeah, exactly. So I just got to understand.
And there are some.
Yes. And we're still trying to find an immigration lawyer to come on and talk about visas. So we've sent invites out. We'll see if we get an answer this week. So no show Wednesday, but we'll be back on Sunday with a decor will be changed and faster machines. And also been trying to do the translate today. Ran out of time, so hopefully on Sunday we'll have the translation from English to Russian as well at the same time.
Yeah, that's going to be something. That might be like a first. We're going to have Russian subtitles.
Yes.
Hopefully. We might even be going at some point in time on RooTube for some of you Russians that are out there.
Yeah, well, as soon as we can get the translation going, we'll be on RooTube. RooTube.ru if you want to go and have a look, but it's in Russian. Okay, this video from Khatyn is just under 10 minutes long, so we'll play this and hopefully, well, I don't know if the words you enjoy it, but
yeah.
And then the video will be up on Rumble and YouTube tomorrow sometime, so you can get to watch it again.
Yeah.
And if you can, share it, yada, 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 all that sort of thing. Here we go.
Khatyn State Memorial Complex. The tragedy of Khatyn. You will not find this small Belarusian village on any of the most detailed geographic map today. It was destroyed by German fascists in spring in 1943. The massacre occurred on March 22, 1943. Brutal fascists rushed into the village and encircled it. The inhabitants of the village did not know anything about the fact that in the morning a fascist motor convoy was attacked by fire on a motorway just 6 kilometers away from Khatyn. As a result, a German officer was killed. The inhabitants of Khatyn were innocent, however their death sentence had already been pronounced. All of them, young and old, women and kids, were driven from their houses out into the shed. The fascists roused the sick from their beds with rifle butts. They had mercy neither for the old nor for women with infants in their arms. The family of Joseph and Anna Barnovsky with their 9 children was among them. So were Alex and Alexandra Novitsky with their 7 children. Similarly, there were 7 kids in the family of Kozimir and Elena Ayutko. The youngest boy was only 1 year old. Vera Yaskevich was also driven into the shed with her 7-week-old son Tolik. Little Lena Yaskevich first tried to hide in the farmstead, but then decided to take safe shelter in the wood. Fascists' bullets were not able to catch up with the running girl, therefore one of the fascists rushed to her and, having overtaken, killed the girl before the very eyes of her father, who was distraught with grief. Among the perished there were also 2 people from other villages who by chance found themselves in Khatyn at the time. These were Anton Kumkevich from the village of Yurkovichi and Kristina Slonskaya from the village of Kamenu. None of the adults managed to escape. Only 3 kids, Volodya Yaskevich, his sister Sonia, and another boy Sasha Helikovich by name, were able to hide from the fascists. When all people were finally in the shed, the door was locked and the Nazis covered the shed with straw, spilt benzene over and set fire to it. In a moment the wooden shed was ablaze. The children were crying and suffocating in the smoke. The adults were trying to rescue them. The doors of the shed could not bear the force and the pressure of the dozens of people, and so they crashed down. Horror-stricken people in their burning clothes took to heels. But the fascists with their machine guns dispassionately killed those who tried to escape from the flames of fire. 149 people, including 75 children under age, were burned alive. The youngest baby was only 7 weeks old. The village was then looted and burned to the ground. The girls from 2 different families, Maria Fedorovich and Yulia Klimovich, were saved by miracle. They managed to leave the shed and crawl to the nearby wood. Half dead or half alive, all burned, they were found by the inhabitants of the village of Korostany of the Kamenu Village Council. Unfortunately, this village was later also burned to the ground and the 2 girls were killed. In the village of Khatyn only 2 children survived. They are a 7-year-old Viktor Helipovich and a 12-year-old Anton Barnovsky. A young woman, Anna Helipovich by name, was also in the shed. Together with some other horror-stricken people in their burning clothes, she tried to leave the shed, which was ablaze. She was firmly holding her son Visha's hand. A moment later she was fatally wounded, and as she was falling down on the ground she covered the son with her body. The child was wounded in his arm. He lay on the ground under his mother's corpse till the Nazis finally left the village. Anton Barnovsky was also wounded in his leg by an explosive bullet, and so the fascists mistook him for a dead boy. Inhabitants of neighboring villages picked up all those injured and severely burnt children and brought them to an orphanage in a small town of Pleshenitsy, where they were raised after the war. The only adult witness to the Khatyn massacre, a 56-year-old village smith Joseph Kaminsky, also wounded and burnt, recovered consciousness late at night when the fascists were already gone. He had to suffer a hard blow, though. He found his injured son among the corpses of the fellow villagers. The boy was fatally wounded in the abdomen and totally burnt. He died later in the arms of his father. And so the only sculpture of the Khatyn Memorial Complex, The Unconquered Man, was based on this tragic story in the life of Joseph Kaminsky. The tragedy of Khatyn is not just an occasional episode of this war. It is one of the 1,000 facts which testify to the existence of the targeted genocide policy regarding the population of Belarus. And the Nazis were pursuing this policy during all those years of German occupation. Hundreds of similar disasters occurred within the 3 years, 1941, 1944, of the occupation of the Belarusian land. Only 6 people are recognized as witnesses to the tragedy of Khatyn. They are 5 children and an only adult. Yaskevich Vladimir Antonovich, born in 1930 in the village of Khatyn, died in 2008. Yaskevich Fiokina Sofia Antonovna, born in 1934 in the village of Khatyn. Selakovich Viktor Andreevich, born in 1934 in the village of Khatyn. Selakovich Alexander Petrovich, born in 1930 in the village of Khatyn, died in 1994. Barnovsky Anton Iosifovich, born in 1930 in the village of Khatyn, died tragically in 1969. Kaminsky Iosif Iosifovich, born in 1887, died in 1973. Approved by the Executive Committee of the Regional Council of the Working Delegates on May 26, 1969. A monument which was on the place of the grave of the people of Khatyn before 1964. I. Kaminsky by the monument grieving mother erected in Khatyn in 1964. The Central Committee of the Communist Party of Belarus made a decision in January 1966 to build a memorial complex Khatyn in memory of the 100 of Belarusian villages destroyed by Nazis during the years of the Second World War, and also in memory of the great tribute and numerous lives sacrificed for the victory by Belarusians. In March 1967, a tender for preparing the material for the complex was announced. The group of the following architects won it: Y. Gradov, V. Zankovich, L. Levin, and sculptor S. Selikanov, people's artist of the BSSR. We were absorbed in work, Leonid Levin remembers. We came up with the idea of putting bases of frameworks at the place of houses and of making obelisks in the form of chimneys, but something was still missing. The field overgrown with grass which was witness to the tragedy kept dead silence. And suddenly in this pinching silence a lark sang. Sound. We must have sound here. And so the idea for bells was born. The whole country contributed to the collecting of building material. Granite was brought from open pits in Ukraine. White marble was brought from Russia. The first part of the complex was opened in 1968. The final opening ceremony was held on June 5, 1969. The solemn morning ceremony started in Minsk. Representatives of all districts gathered in Victory Square. There were veterans of the Great Patriotic War, Russian, Ukrainian, Georgian, Moldavian, and other delegations. There were foreign guests as well. A torch was lit from the eternal fire and then it was brought to the cup placed on an armored troop carrier. It was later escorted to Khatyn.
Can you open this?
You stick it all over where it's brown. Oh, you stick it where it's brown, and it greens it up really fast.
So that's it. If you want to see it tomorrow, it'll be on YouTube and Rumble. It'll be actually lighter there. You'll be able to see a bit more. So that was our field trip on, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Can't remember. One day.
Thursday.
Yeah,
the surprising part of that is that Minsk only lost 80,000. Some of the other places, some towns I don't really even know that well. They lost over 100,000.
Yeah, there's one there that was 205,000.
Yeah, the only part that it was kind of like, for me was, I guess it's AI voice reading it. And in English, it's spelled KH, and so it's, I guess, pronounced Khatyn, but it's in Russian, it's Khatyn. It's the first letter is in Russian is like the X, and it's a ha, Khatyn. So, in reality.
There you go. So,
yes.
All over to you. Let's start the news. What's happened in the world?
Okay, the news. Well, everybody now, even all of the, far Western governments now acknowledge that Russia is advancing all along the area of the front line of
the
the
bear
conflict.
advances.
Yeah.
Hence our title tonight.
Yeah. So, although the leaders, sometimes they don't come out and say it, but you can hear it in their statements, such as when Macron, of course, especially, he's been very vocal. We could have made a show about Macron, this time, because he's,
is he the same height as Napoleon?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know. But he thinks he's Napoleon anyway. He's actually been telling everybody he likens himself unto Napoleon, and like I said, although the Western leaders aren't coming out and admitting it, their statements such as Macron saying, "Oh, if they move to Odessa, that's a red line." So anyway, mobilization, of course, has started even more big time in Ukraine, and like the Kharkiv region and all that. And this is a perspective here from Elon Musk trying to help people understand what's going on right now. Is like going back into a burning building to pull someone out, only to have them keep punching you in the face and demand evidence that the building is on fire, even after they admit they can see the flames. That's how that's pretty well said, because that's how the friggin' world is today. It's like, what, well, that's how we look at it from our perspective. Then, we have to realize here, Dave and I, that they're getting a lot of fake news and huge omissions. Like so much is banned over there. You can't get RT, you can't get Sputnik. So, and anything similar to that. So it's all...
You can't get Rumble in France.
Yeah, true. Rumble you can't get in France. A lot of this stuff is banned, and anytime the truth comes out, it's like, oh no, shut up.
French people use a VPN.
Yeah.
Opera. in the browser. There's a free VPN inside that.
Yeah, get Opera, and as far as I know, you can listen. You can listen to things on Rumble.
Watch, listen.
Maybe Sputnik as well, huh?
Yep.
Sputnik and RT.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, but a lot of them, I don't know if they're watching this on Rumble. They can't be watching it on Rumble, so they're not going to get the information.
But in England as well, you can't watch RT and Sputnik as well, so they can get the browser, use the VPN for those that don't want to buy one or hire pay a subscription to a VPN. Opera's got one free inside.
Yeah, free.
In the settings.
I use it, by the way. So we have a video of, it doesn't show actual mobilization. We show a lot of mobilization videos, and we could put up a whole bunch every single show. But this one, it's in the Kharkiv region, and what it shows is people like trying to leave Kharkiv, even if it's just like for a drive or going to another city or somewhere, it's all stopped. And what's going on is they have recruiters looking for military-age people. So this is like somebody filming it from their window.
Do they get a fee for everyone they get?
Yeah, there is some kind of reward. There's a reward. I guess maybe it varies from one to the other. And I sometimes think that they're also involved in these, what do you call those? I don't know what's called, mules. The people that are taking money to and telling them they can get them out. And most of this is coming. It's down in the south, going across the river into the Danube, I guess. Is it the Danube?
Into Romania.
Yeah, maybe the Danube is in between Bulgaria and Romania. Anyway, but to get into Bulgaria, or to get into Romania.
Romania.
Yeah, and and they catch them all the time. They catch the boats. They catch people. So you pay this money, and it's
using drones with heat sensors as well to get people at night.
Yeah, everything. I'll tell you what. And can you imagine you're going somewhere, just going to some town, maybe to visit your grandma or whatever the heck, and you think, you're too old to get mobilized, and then they pull you over and, yep, your wife has to drive now. You're coming with us.
Yep.
Jeez. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah. So.
This video, should we play it?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I thought we did.
Є невеликі затори. Працює поліція на посту. Беріть з собою документи.
What was that? Is that what was he saying?
Oh, I wasn't paying something about,
you got to tell
stopping you and get your documents or whatever. So, but that's the only part I was listening to. But anyway, it's for mobilization. I just, before I forget, there's a fact. It does have nothing to do with mobilization, but it's Putin had put out that January, the Russian economy grew 4.6% in January. Isn't that incredible? That's just in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this video, what's this?
Okay. Yeah. This is Ukrainian justice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. I remember they were doing this a while ago, and I haven't seen anything.
I saw lots of videos of that. People tied up to trees and poles and all sorts of things.
Yeah. What this woman did, I don't know. Maybe she explains it. I think
stealing something, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe she had appreciation for Russians or said something like that. So it looks like they I don't know, pulled her panties down and used some kind of a shrink wrapping and wrapped her around this lamp pole or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see what she says there. You see, it's cold. She's got a hat on. Freezing your ass off.
Красавица. Крыло твое покажи, чтоб тебя весь Павлоград, блядь, видел. Алло. Возьми. Алло. Ты. Алло. Красавица.
Hello, you. Hello, you. I don't know what they're trying to say here. But I guess that's literally freezing your ass off.
Trying to embarrass them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on other ones that they used to throw stuff on people and all that kind of crap. And I don't know. Normally your crime is speaking Russian or something like that.
I've seen a few people like stealing out of the shops and they've done that sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh. And here, this is British justice. Look at these the first two dangerous criminals. Look at what their prison sentence is. Posted a racist comment on Facebook. 15 weeks in prison. This guy sold anti-immigration stickers 2 years in prison.
Yeah, father of two, the second guy.
Oh yeah, father. Okay. And the other one raped a 12-year-old girl, and he didn't go to prison at all. 180 days of community or hours.
Oh, that's because the two on the left are white men.
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff, I remember in Germany, I mean, for all these years, they were stealing stuff out of the shops, and people were filming it back then. And they're not, the guards aren't allowed to stop them or nothing. And so what they did is they had a vigilante service, and these shops were calling people that were civilians, and those civilians, and they roughed them up, and they took whatever they were stealing. It was incredible. So you'd have to see that. Uh-oh, Sabaka. It's a Sabaka.
Yeah, you want to tell them that's why I couldn't go in the church, and you were opening it.
Yeah, that's what that lady was saying. No Sabakas in there, and it's not nothing from Star Wars. He doesn't look like
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, or something.
No Chewbaccas, please.
Yeah, Chewbacca the Hutt or whatever they say. Yes. So we can talk a little bit about Yemen now. They're the Ansar Allah. They said they're expanding their their area of operation. I guess they're going into the Indian Ocean now. And I heard that they're even going to be targeting Israel proper, the land. And there's also some kind of a rumor coming around, at least I think it's put out by them, that they are getting or have hypersonic weapons.
Yeah, hypersonic missile.
Obviously, it would be coming from Iran, but I mean, you can strongly assume that. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to get them at all.
How come the US can't make hypersonic missiles, but everybody else can?
Yeah, that's what everybody talks about online. You get Iran.
Because all these people keep stealing the plans off the US, apparently.
Yeah, they steal the plans and they don't leave any copies or behind or something like that. Yeah. Jeez. And they didn't have it. They didn't back it up on the hard drive in America or so. I don't know. That's the way it normally is, right?
Yeah, very silly.
Yeah, but yeah, they're still making attacks, and I don't know. It's just not working for the United States. And I heard, and I don't know if this is true, the United States is secretly trying to contact Iran to get Ansar Allah to stop, or Houthis, or whatever you want to call them.
There was 1 or 2 NATO Airbuses going to Iran today.
Really?
Mm.
That is interesting.
Mm.
Wonder what that's all about. Yeah. And well, we can switch. I don't know if there's any much more, because they're just still attacking, and I don't the British and the Americans are still attacking Ansar Allah and the cities, but apparently I don't know, nothing's working. They're still able to fire off missiles.
Yep.
So they must know what I don't know, they must have got some kind of experience.
Well, they got bombed the shit out of from the Saudis for a long time, so
yeah. Well, we'll play a little bit after a little bit, a couple minutes here, we'll play a video from Marwa Osman. She has a shout out to Yemen. But before we get there, an Israeli sniper shot and killed a 12-year-old boy just some days ago. And here, this guy, I can't remember what his title is, but he's a big, I think he's a defense official for Israel, Ben Gvir, not Ben Guyver, Ben Gvir. And he said that this sniper deserves an award. Somebody who's sitting there in a concealed position, with a sniper rifle, like puts a bullet through the head of a 12-year-old kid, and they should get an award. I mean, what does that tell you? That if that doesn't spell genocide, I don't know what else does. Killing probably an unarmed, innocent 12-year-old boy, and they I don't know. It's sick, if you ask me. Yeah, we have some other videos, but we're not going to play those just yet until we go on to Rumble. So we'll skip over that part.
Yeah, once we get...
You almost played it, Robbie, right?
Yeah. Once we cut off YouTube, we'll get on to playing these ones, because we can't play them.
Yeah, but we will instead go to, like I said, this Muslim vlogger. I think she's Palestinian, Marwa Osman, and she's got a video and just basically thanking Yemen. Yemen is, I'll tell you what, these are people of high morals, and they're willing to back with what they say. These are incredible people. I'd like to learn a little bit more about these people. But here's Here's what she has to say.
A shout out to my brothers and sisters in Yemen who have been nothing short of amazing. I have so much respect. I have so much love. I have so much to look up to every man, woman, and child in Yemen. And from this platform, I give out a special shout out to Sayyid Abdul Malik al-Houthi and to the Ansarullah resistance movement and to the Yemeni armed forces and to the spokesperson Yahya Sari', whom we plead to please become the spokesperson of the entire axis of resistance. You have no idea how much your voice is important to us. And to the people in Yemen who are every Friday, tomorrow is Friday, tomorrow there are going to be millions of Yemenis in the streets, again, supporting Palestine. To each and every one of you leaving your houses during the month of Ramadan under the scorching sun to support Palestine, we love you, we support you, you are brothers, like we ride together, we die together, we are the goodest, the best of all natives on the planet until we die.
Wow, very heartfelt, huh? Incredible. Yes. So let's now go from...
The gathering was pretty big on Friday.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
It's huge again.
So they had videos of that. It's like they all look very similar, and they have big Palestinian flags stretched out amongst all the people. And you know, these are, I mean, and they just keep on coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go from some very highly moral.
So the one on the guy on the right, the guy on the right's Napoleon.
Yeah. So go from some moral people to immoral people. Here we go. To some guy who thinks he's Napoleon. You know, Napoleon brought a lot of, what do you say, recognition, maybe respect to France. But all these politicians today,
until he attacked Russia.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. Yeah, and this guy, he's just.
Did you watch the Napoleon movie? The new one.
Oh, is that with that Phoenix guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I did see that. No. Is it good?
It's okay.
Yeah, he's kind of a controversial actor. I remember he went off the deep end for a little while there. That Phoenix guy, maybe it was to get recognition. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have to see that. I hope one day. You probably know where I can get it, and maybe I can get it. So we'll see.
You can get it at the cinema.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the cinema, I was walking past one the other day, and they've got all the movies here.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah,
they get all the Western movies.
All the Western movies here, in Russian, dubbed, of course, but yeah, they're still here. So obviously they're not sanctioned.
You know, my time in the West, when there was no sanctions, there was no military operation, it was so strange. And I was in the Caribbean, by the way, and that's at that time, that's where they were filming Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp, and I was actually an extra in that and did some work in that.
Is that why the movie failed?
Yeah. But it's the strange thing is, somebody, my wife, she went to Belarus, and of course, even there, it's a little bit late. So no, that wasn't the case. We had somebody sending us the DVD of Pirates of the Caribbean. And the strange thing, it took so long to arrive. And when we got it, it had been opened and somebody was playing it. In other words, they recorded it. So somebody in the West, probably, I don't know, Barbados or whatever. So you can get these movies a lot of time before they come out in the theaters. A lot of time in the States, they're already on DVD in Russia. That used to be the case. I'm assuming it's probably still the same way. It's just incredible.
They changed the copyright laws in Russia and Belarus now. They're allowed to copy everything, anything.
So it's probably even faster now.
Software, movies, anything. Music. Jeez. No copyright laws here.
Wow. They used to sell at that time, everybody gets everything online now, but they used to sell DVDs and CDs and all that. I mean, I'm talking about the old days on the streets. So you can get everything.
Yeah, they changed the laws when the sanctions started. They went, okay, F you, we'll do this.
I'm going to find a DVD shop, see how much they cost too. You can't afford them in the West.
So back to Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon. So this is the photo we have of Napoleon. I mean, Macron, who thinks he's Napoleon. Let's see, there's that photo. Oh, we have another one, Mail Online. So this is something from, that's UK. That's a UK publication, right?
Yes, trash paper, yes.
So Europe's other war. While Ukraine battles Russia, Emmanuel Macron is bidding to lead NATO as a Napoleon, condemning German cowards as he pushes the alliance to stop Putin, military experts say. Well, the deal is...
So they're even calling him Napoleon in UK.
Yeah, yeah.
No love lost between the English and the French.
Yeah, and you know, there always was in the past there was always some friction between Germany and France, and it looks like maybe it's starting to come back. There was a time of friendship when Merkel was there, but you know, coming out and calling them cowards looks like that's in quotation marks to me. You know, Macron, what is the name of their long range missile? Which I guess
Taurus.
No, the one from France. It's not that good.
Oh, was it Scalp or something? Or
yeah, something with Scalp or something like that. So he started supplying that, but the Taurus is actually much better. And I think what he's trying to get at right here,
so they say,
is he's saying, "I am brave. I'm Napoleon. I sent this to Ukraine." It's not like he's doing any of the fighting, but he's running a you know part of the proxy war, thinking that he's a big number in there. And you don't want to send. I tell you what, you don't want to send these Taurus there, because Germany's going to be in deep trouble then, because those are far more powerful.
Under international law, Russia's got every right to respond to Germany if they send them.
Yeah, well, I think they probably do to France then as well. And then, of course, yeah, like here, that's good that you put this up now, because we're on the topic. This was found on some soldier in
Ukraine.
And this is Special Forces of France. And I don't know if you can actually go around just buying these off the street unless you actually were in the Special Forces of France. And everybody knows, we all know, because it was already put out, that you have Special Forces of France operating in Ukraine. And everybody knows Americans are there. Everybody knows the British is there. Everybody knows the British are the ones that are doing all the targeting and shooting the Russian ships in the Crimea. So let's just talk about that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so France is sacrificing their people more so than Germany. It was just sending some leopards, you know. So I don't know. I would start to say, well, our people are more expendable than some equipment.
The Russians have got a full leopard now.
Yeah, are you serious?
It's just a track rocket.
Oh, wait. Maybe I knew that. I was thinking of
last
Abrams.
week
I want to see him get an Abrams.
Last week we showed it. There's a new video somewhere. I haven't got it, where the guy jumps on top and has a look inside and everything.
I'm waiting for the Abrams. For a minute there, I thought
got another Abram today.
I was thinking Abrams.
Play that video later.
Yeah,
number 5.
Yeah, I want to see him get a full one, fully intact. That's coming. That's coming somewhere down the month, maybe a month or two. This guy here, this is a Frenchman. He is a vote inspector. You know, Russia, I think the vote, did it end today? It was a 3-day period. 15, 16, 17? Yeah. Well, whatever. Anyway, they did a vote, and who knows, we'll probably find out tomorrow who won. Obviously, it's going to be Vladimir Putin. It's a presidential vote.
Presidential vote, yes. 3 days for people overseas as well.
Yeah. And
big turnout in Sydney.
By the way, before we even talk about this guy, you know, Macron was talking about Germany being cowards, but who's the one that canceled their trip to Kiev 3 times in a row out of security concerns?
Defense Minister of the UK just cancelled his trip to Odessa.
He was going to go to Odessa. Well, you know, the Greeks, Zelensky, what is it, 500 meters away?
Yeah,
I guess that's close.
That's why, because he's a scared little bitch.
I'll tell you what, to me, that's not that close, but they think it's close, 500 meters. You know, you get these things within 10 meters, you know, you'd be dead, of course, but even 100 meters, I think that's when I'd start getting scared. But I don't know, 500 meters away, it's like, so what?
So who's this dude, French guy?
This guy is just he's a French inspector, and he is there to observe the vote. There was actually a couple of videos on him. Let's hear what he says for this one about the vote.
My name is Christian Roll. I am French.
Roll.
And I came here to see the vote processing. We have been in two elections centers, and I guess.
Where is he?
Eastern
Ukraine or
I was
Russia
thinking
proper?
that there's an American that's in Kherson. I don't know if
we have seen about 150 people voting, and my feeling is that there is more democracy here than France, for example. And I feel like when I see people around and in the centers, I feel like they are happy, like it's a new kind of freedom. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel about it.
Sounds like a nice guy.
Hmm.
So he's being honest.
Yeah, I think there was around 70% turnout.
They said it's one of the biggest turnouts in history for this vote. This incredible, this election.
Yeah, if you listen to the Ukrainian shrills, they're all saying everybody was voted by gunpoint.
Yeah, they always say that.
Dragged to there and vote now.
And they said there's no other choice. Only Putin's on the ballot. So, but there was we even saw. Maybe we should have played it. You know, there's campaign advertisements on television from different people in different parties.
Yeah,
the
Communist Party is the biggest party.
Yeah, I think the one that I saw, that guy was from the Communist Party. So, and yeah, a lot of people like him. So,
well, last time he got 20% of the vote. I don't know about this time.
Yeah, it's too bad. I'll tell you what, makes you really wonder, because I think right before, what's this guy, Navalny died, he had a visit from his lawyer. And then, of course, it's been determined that he died of a blood clot. You know, let's just say he had some injection at some point, probably around 1920, 21, or 2020, 21.
He had two of them.
Two of them. He had two of those, you know, because there was a pandemic going on there. So we can't say anything beyond that. But anyway, you know, not saying it. But anyway, I don't know. But anyway, he died of a blood clot. That was already determined of that. And
they're still going on that Putin killed him.
Yeah. Even though it's proven it's not.
Yeah, even the Ukrainians said it was a blood clot.
Yeah, that's true. That was security, the top of security.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our buddy here. Now this guy, look at this guy. He's anybody who is...
His shirt's not green. What happened?
Yeah, he stopped wearing green shirts, you know. Maybe, I don't know. I'll tell you what, we'll talk a little bit more about the color green when it comes to people trying to, you know, mess around with the election. But this guy, he's going full emotional. I don't know about his content of what he's saying, but you can see that he's actually seething mad at, you know, how much he cares about religion, you know, or people's right to choose a religion, or even the opinion of some religious leader. So you listen to what he has to say about that.
Are you going to talk? Are you going to say what's in the subtitles, or?
I could. Anyway, this is going to come back and haunt this guy anyway, but yeah, okay. I think every Ukrainian chaplain who is with the army, in the defense forces, they are on the front line protecting life and liberty. They're doing it, supporting in prayer, conversation, and deeds. This is what the church is. It is together with people, and not 2,500 kilometers away somewhere. Virtually.
Where's 2,500 kilometers away somewhere?
Yeah, well, everything he says doesn't make any sense anyway. Like, so the chaplains are protecting them? I mean, I thought it was actually maybe the people with the guns are protecting the chaplains, but he has it. He's everything he says is backwards anyway. Virtually anything between someone who wants to live and someone who wants to destroy you. So what about what you guys were doing to those people in Donbass before the special military operation, when 14,000 of those people died, as your, you know, not necessarily you at the beginning, your predecessor, and you as well, were killing those innocent people? What about them? You know, and then Putin actually intervened to try to stop the war, not to start a war. I mean, what do you think about that? You know, but I guess he's not going to have any comment on that.
And closing down the Orthodox churches.
Yeah, closing down the Orthodox, starting your own church. I guess, well, that was Poroshenko mostly that did that, and Pompeo and the CIA. You know, so it's weird. It's the church there is founded by it's called the Orthodox Church of Ukraine. They got rid of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church and supplanted it with the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, and it was founded by the CIA. I wonder what the worshipers think of that. You know? Yeah. So we could actually jump to Israel for a little bit.
Israel? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought Macron was next.
Well, yeah, that's true. Let's throw in some Macron here. He's got listen to this bunch of falsehoods. You know, Macron, like I said, we could do a whole video or thing on Macron this week. Listen to this guy. He's a... Because if Russia had just won, the lives of the French would change.
La vie des Français changerait.
Why? How's that? We will no longer have security in Europe. Why? Who can think of a second
que le président Poutine, qui n'a respecté
who has not respected any of the limits, none of the commitments, would stop there? Well, what about the Minsk agreements, huh? Who's the one that... So
he's already said the Minsk agreements were broken by the Russians.
Were broken by the Russians.
Yeah. Even though Merkel and Holland, who's
came and admitted that they broke it. And so did Poroshenko. All three of them came out and said they had no intention of following the Minsk agreements. It's just like, who was it that when the United States blew up the Nord Stream pipelines, it was Russia that turned it off, right?
Allegedly blew it up.
Yeah. I mean, these are incredible used car salesmen. So what is happening in Ukraine today also raises the vital interests of France. Why? Is there a danger of existence for France? The security of Europe and the security of France is at stake here. Why? Why? These are our vital interests. You use the term, this particular one? Security. You yourself have used existential threat. Is it an existence of the state? I say it. I assume it. Oh, he's truthful. You have suffered the consequences. We have already suffered. They're going too fast for me. Yeah. And anyway, he's talking a bunch of BS and saying that Europe is going to perish and everybody's going to die there if Putin wins in Ukraine, basically. And we are suffering over here because of Putin. Well, what about whoever started the war? What about those who keep the war going by sending all the weapons and the money to Ukraine? The thing would have been over a long time ago.
And the sanctions that are backfired.
Yeah, and the sanctions. Yeah, that's a good one right there. So your sanctions did not hurt you? That has nothing to do with, so Putin you attack Putin economically and it backfires on you, so it's Putin's fault. I tell you what, these guys, I don't know. You just can't. Yeah. Yeah, so now we can go to Israel for a little bit here.
Oh, okay. Is this Israel?
Yeah, in spite of conducting genocide against the different ethnic groups within the lands they illegally occupy, they're allowed to participate in the Eurovision Song Contest. Russia and Belarus, by the way, who's never attacked anybody, they don't have any troops in any country except for their own, is not allowed to participate in the Eurovision Song Contest. I remember one time it was a Belarusian that won, but they sang for a different country. I think it was Lithuania or something like that. And
yeah, they're constantly putting sanctions on Belarus, but they haven't done anything.
Yeah, what did Belarus ever do?
Never done anything.
Yeah, they never invaded anybody, and it's always the other side that starts on the whatever kind of sanctions. It's just incredible. Well, even Russia, it's like the special military operation. And if you think of how many people in such a short period of time have died in Gaza at the hands of Israel, but yet they're allowed to participate. We said this in one of our shows, you can't run for president of the United States, for example. You can't do anything. Elon Musk cannot even run X unless you support Israel. If you don't support Israel, your chances are very narrow for ever surviving anything, any kind of a big, thing that's connected globally. You cannot do it, or any country. You're kind of on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's and Eurovision, they claim, it's because we're not political. Well, they're proving that they're political and saying that they're not political. Oh, come on now.
And they've stopped Belarus and Russia.
Yeah, but if any of you have ever followed Eurovision in the past, it goes back for quite a few years. Everybody knows that the whole thing is rigged anyway. You can have some of the very best people, and they're not even in the top 5. And then a lot of time you get some really crappy thing that nobody that would ever support and say is a good song, and yet they're like sometimes even the winner.
Has Ukraine won the last few times?
Yeah. The Ukraine has won, but they're not political.
Surprise.
But they're not political, Jeez, it's incredible. Yeah, not only is Israel allowed to participate, Luxembourg is entering again after 30 years. In other words, a lot of these countries, Italy had ducked out for a long time because they were cheated. And Britain has even said, they've come out and said they were cheated. All these countries know that this is all political. I don't even know how they run it, but it's all political. But Luxembourg was out for 30 years, and now they're coming back in, and guess who is singing for them?
A Ukrainian?
An Israeli.
Oh, okay.
An Israeli. Yeah, close.
Close.
Well, actually, they're the same ideology, just with a different face, you know. It's a, you know, that walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, acts like a duck. It's a duck. All they have is just different people that they're trying to ethnically get taken care of.
Yeah.
Take care of, you know. I know, I just realized we're back.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. So, yeah, anyone who's familiar with that, you know, it's like, you can watch for the good music. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of really good music on there. There was one time, it was, believe it or not, and I thought she should have won, was the mother of Greta Thunberg. You know, how dare you? But she didn't win. I don't know if she got like 4th or 5th place. And in my opinion, she should have won 1st place. And she, you know, Greta Thunberg's mother is a very high quality opera singer. Too bad politics are a little bit messed up, but anyway, yeah, she was very good. I don't know which one that is, maybe 7 years ago or something like that. Yeah, so we talked about Macron. So Russia voted. Let's go back to the vote then again.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So look at this. This is not love like you think it is by looking at it. Somebody, and that's not even a grandmother, even though that woman is dressed like a grandmother. That's a young lady there. And Ukraine is offering some big money for people that disrupt the vote, and a lot of time have video footage of it. For example, very famous is green dye or green ink, because you have a president of Ukraine whose name is Zelensky, and in the Russian language, green is zelony, and I think it's Zelyeny or something. So in other words, his name means green, and that's why it was kind of pertinent when Dave said he's not wearing a green t-shirt. I don't even know why he's dumping the green t-shirts for some odd reason. Maybe he's in mourning because he's wearing black more often now. So here's one video of somebody trying to sabotage with green ink.
Без резких движений. Зеленку положите. Положите зеленку.
Put it down, put it down. He should have told her to pour it all over her coat, you know. Yeah. Here's one. Somebody trying to throw a Molotov cocktail.
Badly.
Yeah, they've really missed. So someone said, "Oh, it was a poster. The target was a poster, a voting poster." Yeah, right. You'd waste. I think this was the one they said it was a.
There's no sound because it's a security camera.
Poster or something. If this is the one, oh, there's a whole bunch of these videos.
Yeah, there's a woman up the top there in on the bench, getting it out.
Oh, here she. Oh, there she is.
Oh, look, ding, 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 didn't work. Try again.
Oh, she still didn't work. It bounced off the side, and now she can't get it unless she wants to really be trapped.
Got her.
Oh yeah. I guess there's some really stiff penalties. I think it's 5 years, up to 5 years in prison for disrupting the vote in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's
in any country disrupting that sort of thing is.
I think it's
illegal.
even worse in the States, you know, because I remember that. But you know, they never enforce it. There was some lady. I remember back in the old days, there were some old ladies. I think it might have even been in the primaries when it was like Ron Paul and Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney and some other people, and they were stuffing the ballots with Mitt Romney votes, and they didn't do anything to them. There's some old ladies, believe it or not. So here's another one with some green ink instead of green dye. No, this is green dye, maybe. Green dye, I think. And film it for your masters in Ukraine. And then go to jail. Wonder how that money's going to do for her in jail. You know? See, they're just as... Somebody had written some kind of comment that these Karens are just like in the States, you know? I mean, what do they think? You know, in the States, you probably can get away with that, and they'll just escort you out or something like that. I don't have any idea.
As long as you got a bit. I was going to say something, but you can't. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
We've been on YouTube for an hour. We'll get off very shortly. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Yeah, somebody trying to burn the votes. Huh? Takes her camera out too. Oh, I gotta film this for Ukraine. Please let me film this first. Anybody have any marshmallows? Maybe a hot dog? Jeez. Yeah.
Also arrested, going to jail for a long time.
Yeah. And here
I've got one from here. Just give me a second.
Yeah, I don't have a lot left, but we have other videos, of course, to show.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's dig it again. Sorry. Where are we? Here.
I put the American guy in there.
Yeah, I'm just going to show Minsk. This is Minsk. Russian citizens lining up to vote today.
Okay.
In Minsk, here where we are. Where's all the soldiers with the guns?
Look at that.
Where are they? Where are they?
Those babushkas are really soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they have their hands in their pockets because they have guns there. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Look at that. See? Look at somebody's coercing those two ladies.
They said that to the election last time here, isn't it? On the 25th, they were saying the same thing.
But the U.S. certified that in 2020, the election.
I'm talking about on the 25th of February here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were saying they were forced.
They're forced to vote.
70%. No, 75% plus turnout. Forced to vote.
Wow.
So this is in the Russian embassy in Minsk.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. I wonder if they're allowed to speak Russian here. Not like Ukraine. You know, the thing is about Ukraine is I remember seeing like some of the Rada and all that when Saakashvili, from Georgia, actually originally from Georgia, when he was mayor of Odessa, and they had them all around. Their common language is Russian. And that's when Russian was banned. And here they're going after people for speaking Russian, regular people. And yet here in their government, they're speaking Russian, and that's their common language. And they were insulting each other, and you know how they do it, and they throw water on each other in Ukraine.
The Zelenskys talk to each other in Russian because she doesn't know Ukrainian.
Yeah, he had to learn it. He had to learn Ukrainian. Incredible. Here's an American.
What's he doing?
He is observing the vote. I don't know where he lives or what, but he's in Zaporozhye, I guess.
Okay, let's listen to this man.
Does not correspond with what the West is saying in different ways. First of all, Kherson, again, my impression is that it does not feel like an occupied region. People seem happy, with their circumstances and where they're at. There's
just like the French guy said.
So that's at variance with what we're being told. The other thing we're told is people are being forced to vote. I haven't heard that from people or seen it.
Which goes back to that question about Western media and how they are able to depict Russia. It makes you question a lot. There's so much that we take in without actually questioning because you genuinely believe that what is fed to you is the truth and nothing but the truth. But once you move outside of that and you actually get to interact with people outside of that, actually get to go to the places that they say you must never set foot in, then your mind becomes totally blown because
as we say here,
shocked by how contradictory the reality is to what has been told to you.
Isn't that strange? Everybody, you and I and these people and over and over and over again, and everybody is saying that things are much different than the West is feeding to the people in the West.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? I guess, are we living in a different reality here? Yeah, I don't know.
Feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. And I just hearing about all the stuff in the West, it's like I can't believe that stuff, And then you see some movies and or maybe some film footage, lots of graffiti all over, and then I just sit there and try to think back of when I was there. When I was traveling around Germany, this might sound strange and everybody's going to laugh at me, but you go in the, down into the, because we didn't have a subway in Seattle. So you can go down into the subway or maybe even underpasses or something. I never, I just minded my own business in Seattle. But, you're going around and you start smelling something. And, I didn't realize that was urine. And there's urine smells all over, like in Germany and France and everywhere. And you don't really have that here anywhere. I mean, you might find some place where somebody, because I don't think you're allowed to just whip it out and go to the bathroom anywhere in Belarus, really. And you never see anybody really doing that. Maybe late at night, when somebody's drinking or something. I really don't know. I don't get out so much late at night, hard to say. But I just don't smell all that stinky smells.
I thought you were at the clubs every night.
Yeah. I should go sometime just to show everybody and maybe just to experience it myself. See there's gold digger women.
We can do a field trip.
Yeah.
We go clubbing.
Yeah. I think Irish Partisan, if I'm not mistaken.
He went out with that woman.
Well, not just that. I think I'm hoping he's watching.
Irish Partisan, if you're in, let's go out, all three of us. We'll go clubbing.
Yeah. Or to have somebody send this to Irish Partisan. But I honestly think, at least at one time, just maybe to show people in the West, I think he went into it like a topless bar. Not that he showed all this stuff on his videos or nothing like that because he's on YouTube, but he showed that they do have them here, and I didn't even know that they do.
There's a strip club here and all that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called My Neighbor's Bedroom. No, that's something else.
All the women in there are 10s.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them. Gold diggers. You go through those areas, and but it's a lot of those. You don't have the money to even buy them a drink normally because the drinks are so expensive in those areas. A beer is like 9 rubles, I think, at that time when I was going. I think that was the average price, up to 15 friggin' rubles for a beer. Of course they give you like a foreign beer.
Have you seen how much it is in the West? That 15 rubles is nothing compared to what it is in the West.
Yeah, I know.
15 rubles, what's that, $5?
Yeah, about 5, I think.
Just slightly less.
So it's like, I think I remember €3 in Germany.
We went out to dinner the other night in a really nice restaurant. There was 3 of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had 3-course meal, really nice food. I had a 300-gram fillet steak, ribeye steak, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Dessert. Wife and her friend had 4 gin and tonics each, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple Cokes because I wasn't drinking. £120.
In Minsk.
Yes, in Minsk.
In a top class restaurant here.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you can't get out for less than 200 probably in the UK, huh?
That probably would be about maybe less than one.
That's a
person.
Pizza joint. That's a pizza joint, huh?
Exactly.
Jeez, I'll tell you what.
Come here, you'll have fun.
It scares me thinking I'm going to go to Germany or go to Europe. It's like I don't know. Got to bring a suitcase full of money or something like that just to.
Well, we go regularly, and it's just complete difference.
That's probably why they want to get rid of cash, because nobody's going to be able to, carry around that much cash anymore in Germany.
We had a big problem in the UK last couple of days. Sainsbury, the big supermarket, their system went down, and no one could use any cards or phones to pay for anything. Then it was just signs up saying cash only, and people didn't have cash. They were like, "What?
Well, even a few years ago, I remember somebody telling me that when they were going through the UK, they went and they were getting a hotel, and they went up and wanted to pay with cash, and the girl didn't know what to do. And she was trying to get the manager, like, what do I do?
There's a few shops in that just won't take any cash.
Wow. Yeah, this was I think it's like this hotel near Gatwick or...
It stops the staff stealing money.
Huh. Oh, the staff stealing. I don't know.
Yeah, it stops that.
Otherwise, they're short on the cash register. Well, how did that get short on £50? I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yes. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, Macron. Okay, I was, we were showcasing Macron, but now we got one of, here's another guy. Here's the guy that says that Russia turned off the gas. And I don't know, this guy here, he's in another world too, but a little different world than Macron. But let's hear what he has to say, okay?
Wir werden Windfall-Profits aus russischen Vermögenswerten, die in Europa eingefroren sind, nutzen, den Kauf von
we are
Waffen
going
für
to
die
make
Ukraine
huge
finanziell zu
profits
unterstützen.
from the Russian money, and we will be able to send weapons. In other words, what he's saying is we're going to steal. What he said, we're going to steal the Russian frozen assets.
Not the assets, the money it makes from the assets. So that's been invested. So it's
is that what he said?
The interest, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. So they're not trying to steal the assets now. They're trying to get the money it makes from them.
So like just the
from the interest or however.
Oh yeah, he said the windfall profits. That's right. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I was getting that one wrong.
That's what they're trying to do now.
But I thought he was going to steal the money. But they're still trying to steal that money.
Yeah. Well, the Belgian company that holds all those assets are really worried because they've already got 23 or 33 lawsuits, and they've got like 100 billion or something in Russia, so that'll get taken as well. So they're a bit worried.
Oh, so a tit for tat, and they don't want that to happen, huh?
No.
Wow. So they're going to take the profits.
Under international law, they're not allowed to do it anyway.
And make weapons and send them to Ukraine. In other words, Ukraine's not going to see the money. They're going to see weapons. And when you get this easy come, easy go, Ukraine gets these weapons, and they just destroy them, and let's just leave them there. That's why they leave them and all this, and they're not taking care of this stuff. Is because for the first thing is those soldiers are not paying for it. And actually Zelensky's not even paying for it. They're just getting a bunch of free weapons, and, just to try to kill Russians. And a lot of them, they don't even really want to do that. So
here's the man again. What's he saying?
This time, what is it? Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, I don't know. Let's see what he's saying.
Okay, he said, I've just said it, and I would like to repeat it again.
Oh, that he's not sending the towers.
Germany's position is clear. Israel has every right to defend itself against terrorist violence, and we've always made this clear in the last few days, weeks and months, and it remains the same.
Oh, this is the one with the Malaysian.
Israel,
Israel can rely on us. And it's just like the United States says, we have a special relationship with Israel. Well, explain the special relationship. What is a special relationship? Why does everybody have a special relationship with Israel? Like Elon Musk and everybody else, they all have a special relation. What is a special relationship?
Again, what I've said already said, Germany has a special and good relationship with Israel. You're right.
Yeah.
It's very important for us. And that's why Israel can only...
Tell us why it is important. I mean, it's like all this stuff is behind closed doors,
Because they've still got...
Money laundering.
No, and also they've still got their thing about World War II.
Well, Germany, you can kind of understand that. But, that was a long time ago.
80 years ago. Get over it.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. None of these people alive anymore have anything to do with that.
Yeah. We have a clear position about what is necessary now. This includes the release of the hostages, includes humanitarian aid, includes perspective of the two-state solution, and for this is also important. We strongly support the establishment of the State of Israel. And along these lines, politics in Germany will continue to unfold.
So you can see some truth in what he was saying there. There's certainly some truth. But listen to this guy, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, who talks even far more powerful and relevant truth than what Schultz was saying. So this is how these politicians fool you, and I'm talking about Schultz, not this gentleman.
Is he talking Malaysian or English?
Oh, it's in English.
Okay, so we don't have to do it. Okay.
Find a solution by getting so
he starts out slow,
one-sided in terms of looking only at one particular issue and erase 60 years of atrocities. The solution is not just releasing the hostages. What about the settlements? What about the behavior of the settlers now? Continues daily. What about the dispossession, their land, their rights, their dignity, their men, their women, their children? Are these of no concern? Where have we thrown our humanity? Why this hypocrisy? Why this selective and ambivalent attitude towards one race and one another? Because they are colored or they are different religion. But I, of course, cannot accept the fact that when you discuss issues, we only confine to one particular incident and one victim.
October 6th.
Forgetting the thousands and thousands of victims from the Nakba of 1947, 1948.
And all the other ones. And October 6th, the incident that he was probably referring to did not actually unfold the way they're telling everybody it unfolded. You can just listen to all of these Israeli witnesses that were there, and saw this. and you'll find out that it is not true. You know, it is not like Hamas had this firepower to destroy all those cars and burn them, you know, like it was a massive campfire. They didn't have that. You know, they're coming in hang gliders and all this sort of thing. And all of the people that were captured said they were treated very humanely. And I'll have to reinforce this by saying again, they didn't have any plans whatsoever to kill any Israelis. They just wanted to get some hostages and exchange those hostages for the hostages that Israel holds, which were like a lot of them are women and children. And that's the whole thing. They didn't go in there to kill anybody. And who knows? I'm sure they probably did kill some people, but probably it was IDF. So,
okay.
And here we have the CEO of TikTok, and
he looks Chinese, but he's not.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not Chinese.
He's not Chinese at all.
No,
not even born there. Huh?
No,
I wouldn't even know. I was thinking he is. Maybe they got a.
I think he's Singaporean or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that could be true.
Can't remember.
Anyway,
he's not Chinese.
I don't have any problem with TikTok. It's not to me. It's actually more viable, or I'd rather watch that than CNN.
So what are they trying to do with TikTok?
Yeah, wasn't it they're trying to ban it in the United States? No. And he's talking about that ban. Well, he'll tell us all about it.
Because if they can ban TikTok, then they can ban everybody. Next. Yeah.
Well, they've already banned a lot of people, you know.
Okay, let's listen to
platforms.
The show here just wanted to share some thoughts with our US users about the disappointing vote in the House of Representatives. There has been a lot of misinformation, and I hope to clarify some things. First, thank you to our incredible community. You are what makes TikTok so special. Thank you for making your voices heard. Over the last few years, we have invested to keep your data safe and our platform free from outside manipulation. We have committed that we will continue to do so. This legislation, if signed into law, will lead to a ban of TikTok in the United States. Even the bill sponsors admit that that's their goal. This bill gives more power to a handful of other social media companies. It will also take billions of dollars out of the pockets of creators and small businesses. It will put more than 300,000 American jobs at risk, and it will take away your TikTok. We know how important TikTok is to all of you. It has given our 170 million users a platform to freely express themselves, and has empowered more than 7 million businesses in the United States. Our platform matters to the small business owners who rely on TikTok to make ends meet, to the teachers who inspire millions of students to learn, and to everyone who discovers and finds joy on TikTok. We will not stop fighting and advocating for you. We will continue to do all we can, including exercising our legal rights, to protect this amazing platform that we have built with you. We believe we can overcome this together. I encourage you to keep sharing your stories. Share them with your friends. Share them with your family. Share them with your senators. Protect your constitutional rights. Make your voices heard. Love you all.
Yeah, he's from Singapore.
Okay. Yeah, can you imagine a precedent set like this, you know, get rid of TikTok. You know, of course, X won't last much longer after that.
And Rumble.
Yeah. And then you're going to get all these things that toe the line and tell you only what the United States or the Western governments and the establishment wants you to hear. So that's incredible.
Time to go to Rumble, people.
Okay.
I'm going to put in YouTube. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Hopefully that one doesn't get taken off of YouTube. Anyway.
Well, we will be back to one strike again.
Yeah.
Hang on. So I've just put the link in the YouTube chat, and if you can go to there and then subscribe so you know when we're live again, and you can have a little chat while I'm just about to cut us off. Do you want to say something before we cut it off?
Nope. We'll see you on Rumble if you can get there.
Yes.
If you're in France, apparently.
Yeah, hang on. Okay, we're ending the stream. Please come to Rumble. Links in the chat. And once you're there, subscribe so you get a notification when the next show is, which is Sunday. Okay, off YouTube now.